So let's just see how this goes. You would have thought in this time of COVID that the anti-hunting establishment has taken a breather, taken a pause. In fact, they've actually been working behind the scenes. You don't even know it, and they are working against hunting. They're constantly working against hunting. And so the latest thing that they've come up with is this idea that because COVID is now tied to bats and potentially pangolins, and the genetic assay that shows the correlation of where that virus originated from is about 92%, which means it doesn't even match the bat or the pangolin, but that's another topic for another day. But they're trying to tie it to the meat. And so what they've done is they've taken that initial bat meat to COVID and said all venison is bad and all venison needs to be banned because they know where venison comes from. And venison comes from hunting and comes from hunters. And so that's the latest attack against. The data's out there. The statistics are out there. 3 ounces of lean beef, 247 calories, give or take a few. 3 ounces of venison, about 130 calories. But the venison has 1/6 of the saturated fats. When you look at it as a weight of protein, venison, 26 grams of protein, beef, 23 grams of protein. The only thing that venison loses out to beef is that venison has about 95 milligrams of cholesterol as compared to about 73 milligrams of cholesterol for beef. Venison also has more vitamins and minerals. It also has the advantages when it comes to iron, vitamin B6, niacin, and riboflavin. Every hunter will tell you that they want to harvest that animal as cleanly and as ethically as they possibly can. Wounding an animal is the last thing we want. It's actually the worst thing that could happen to us because we can't find that animal and we know it's suffering, so we don't ever want that. I would say that it's the most ethical way to get your meat. We know the animal lived a great life. We know we're being very selective in the animal we take, and we're trying to allow that animal the freedoms that it rightfully should have. It's not the industrial food complex where you don't know where the meat came from, you don't know how the animal lived. Well, actually, some of us do. You pick it up in a grocery store, wrapped in cellophane and polystyrene. You see, when push comes to shove, the hunters can look at themselves and they go, we know where our meat comes from. We know where our food comes from. That's satisfying. It's also healthy for me and for my family and for my friends, right? Because the other thing is, all of this meat that we get, we give it away. We give it to our friends. We give it to our families. I've never seen anyone go to the grocery store and buy 2 dozen fillets or 2 dozen ribeyes and come home and call up your mates and go, hey, you want a ribeye? You want a fillet? Come get it. No, you call them up when you get venison home. You want some burger, you want some mince, you want a leg, come get it. Yet it's probably the most expensive meat. It's probably 2 to 3 times more expensive than the fillet that you would buy at the shop. That's a paradigm right there. Why would we give away the most expensive meat? Because we know it's good for you. It's part of our hunting culture to share. It's just who we are. So the attacks are going to continue. The attacks against our lifestyle are always going to be there. But what we need to continue to do is provide this new narrative. We need to understand exactly this thing that is hunting. We need to understand exactly why we do it. So I think when it comes to telling our narrative, if food is that narrative to you, learn about it, understand it, be able to communicate the facts, but also communicate what it means to you, the emotional side of it and where it comes from, and the intrinsic part of who we are as hunters. Because at the end of the day, all we really have is our speech and our actions. And both have to connect to tell a broader story and a better narrative around who we are as hunters. You want to support us? Share this message with your hunting friends. But most importantly, share this message with your non-hunting friends. Because they're keeping our hunting lifestyle alive. And it's important for them to hear from you and hear what hunting actually means to you.